Power, power, power. Power is everywhere, but it is only the wisest that make the best use of it. And they do it by using power tactics. But what are power tactics? Why do we even need them? Well, let's take an example. Imagine randomly walking up to a person and saying this.
Your hairstyle is disgusting. Please go get a haircut.
영원한 건 절대 없어 결국엔 넌 변했지 이유도 없어 진심이 없어 사랑 같은 소리 따윈 집어쳐 오늘 밤은 삐딱하게.
First up is rational persuasion. It is when you present logical arguments and factual evidence to demonstrate that your request is actually reasonable.
So when segregation is not there, students are enabled to reach out to their teammates and group mates in every room of the hostel. That would let them discuss ideas, projects. That saves a lot of time for the students.
Yes, I'm the
Next up is ingratiation, which is using flattery, praise, or friendly behavior prior to making a request. And who better to explain it than a good old Bollywood movie?
और मैंने तो यहाँ तक सुना है कि आप दानी हैं, ज्ञानी हैं, अंतर्यामी हैं, बहुत बड़े स्वामी हैं, शक्तिमान हैं, बुद्धिमान हैं.
What we see here is that the character of Amir Khan is using excessive flattery, praise, and friendly behavior. And sure enough, he is coming back with a request.
गोगो साहब, मेरा ख्याल है कि अब हम लोग लड़कियों को लेकर चलते हैं. हीरो तो आप निकाल ही लेंगे लोग से. हाँ, प्रेम, जरा टैक्सी का बंदोबस्त कर.
Next up is inspirational appealing. That is developing an emotional commitment by appealing to the target's values, needs, hopes, and aspirations.
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. For all this time, we have stuck together, and for future, we will stick together. The decision we are taking now will benefit the entire student fraternity. We will mass bunk!
A personal appeal is when you ask for compliance based on friendship or loyalty.
Ramesh, remember the time when I marked your proxy because your attendance was low? This is what I have done for our friendship. And for that friendship, can you please get me one pindi bank parcel?
Next up is exchange tactic. It is when you reward your target when they accept your request. Imagine you have a 2000 worded article to write for your assignments. But thankfully, you have 4 other people in your team.
Hey, I have the tickets for One Direction concert. How about you do my part of the project in return for the tickets?
1D? What? Yes, of course.
To be honest, even we don't understand coalition. I mean, look at us. So we got the best in the business for the explaining part. So basically, coalition is when you get the support of other people to convince one person. Supposing you want to get a chocolate from one person, right? And that person is not giving. So you get 5 other people and go and beat that person up, and then that person's chocolate is your chocolate. No more. Yeah, right, Shah. That was a very good explanation. But kids, don't try this in home. Legitimacy is when you make your request seem as if it's coming from a direct authority, or at least in accordance with company policies and rules.
Yes, will be done. I'm not able to achieve my target sales. What do I do?
So guys, you want to get into the Cultural Fest Pro Show, right? And there is an institution rule. You have to be wearing the official EV merch. Otherwise, you won't be allowed to enter. So buy the merch now.
Really?
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 Really? Really? Really?
Coming last is pressure. And no, it's not, pressure hai bro, pressure hai bro, pressure hai. Step 1. Make repeated demands.
Arey Madhav, listen, can you tell me? I had asked you to finish a report. What happened to that?
Step 2. Give warnings.
Madhav, the board isn't quite happy with your progress, so you better catch up on your report.
Step 3. Threaten.
Madhav, if I don't have the reports on my desk on Monday, you're not going to like the consequences.
We now come back to the very first question. How do you convince a person to change their hairstyle?
Hey, your hair looks good, but it could look better. At least that's what my friends are saying. Oh, by the way, the CEO comes tomorrow And he wants everybody to have a uniform haircut in the branch. So why don't I do one thing? Why don't I give you my friend's salon's voucher? It'll fetch you 50% off. It's the best place to get a haircut at. What say?
That's great.